Today, I'm going to show you how you can turn your sim racing experience from this to this. And it's all thanks to the Philips HUE light system. One of the questions that we always get about our immersive racing simulator is how do we get things to look so real? And a major part of that is thanks to our ambient lighting system. Where our wheelbase in our simulator gives us feedback on what's happening with the car and the road via force feedback, the ambient lighting in our car gives us feedback on what's happening with the environment on the track. This is what completes the overall experience. As you can see from the footage, the sun is currently blocked out by the trees. Accordingly, our ambient lighting system in the simulator becomes quite dim. But then as soon as we enter the open where the sun becomes more predominant, the cockpit instantly lights up. And that's what gives us that visual sense of what's happening on the track and leads us to believe that we're actually in the car. This visual information, paired with the physical information coming through our wheelbase, is what helps us feel like we're connected with the car and the track and ultimately feel immersed in the simulator. Now that we have more of an understanding about how this ambient lighting system improves our immersive experience in the simulator, let's start on what we need to recreate the experience in your setup at home. So here's what you'll need to replicate what I've done with my setup. Some Philips HUE smart lights. I'm using the Philips HUE play bars. The Philips HUE Bridge, which enables the lights to communicate with your PC. A mobile or Android device. An internet connection with a router. And the Philips HUE Sync apps installed on both of your smart device and your PC. First, we'll need to get our Philips HUE Bridge ready for setup. To do this, plug the HUE Bridge into the power and connect it into your home's Wi-Fi router. Instructions on how to do this are located in the box. You'll need to mount your HUE lights somewhere on your rig or setup. To mount the HUE play bars, I've purchased some 3D printed mounts that are fully adjustable from Etsy. I'll leave a link to them in the description below. Now when we look at the in-game cockpit, we can see where our main sources of light are coming from. That's the front and side windshields. To replicate this, it depends on how many HUE lights you're using. If you're only using two, have both of them facing downwards in the middle to replicate the main windshield, or one light on each of the side windows. If you're using three, place one in the middle and one on each side monitor. When using four lights like I do, place two above the middle and one on each side. I've found that using 4 HUE play bars definitely gives the best results, but it can be expensive. So consider your budget before deciding which layout you want to use. Now before we start trying to customize our lighting, make sure you've installed the HUE Sync app on both your smart device and on your PC. Download links for these are listed below in the description. First, let's set up the Philips HUE Bridge. To do this, open your Philips HUE Sync app on your smart device, hit the settings icon in the bottom right, hit HUE System, tap the blue plus icon in the top right, then select Add a HUE Bridge and follow the instructions on screen. You'll know if setup was successful through the app and if your HUE Bridge has a solid blue ring and all 3 indicator lights are lit. Now let's do the same for your PC. Open the Philips HUE Sync app, click the HUE Bridge, click Connect a new bridge, and then follow the on-screen instructions. Now we need to add our HUE lights to the system. First, make sure your HUE lights are powered on. Open the HUE Sync app on your smart device. In the settings menu, press Lights. Then press the blue plus symbol in the top right. Then follow the on-screen instructions to add each light. Try naming each one to its corresponding position on your setup to make configuring them later on easier. First, we have to create an entertainment area in our HUE app. In the settings menu, hit Entertainment Areas. Press the blue plus icon. Select For My TV. Name your area. Then select all of the HUE lights that you want to use. This is where naming each one comes in handy. Now you'll be faced with this image of a room and a TV screen, as well as movable icons representing each light you've chosen for the setup. The important thing to remember here is that it doesn't matter how many screens you're using on your setup, the HUE system is going to treat all of them as one screen. So if you're using a triple monitor setup like me, divide the screen into 3 sections. You'll most likely be using the middle of the TV for almost any setup that you're using though, regardless of the amount of screens that you have. Right now, you're looking at how I've set up my area for the majority of my daytime racing conditions. I'm using a triple screen setup. Basically have each light more or less on top of the front left side wheel of the car on the TV. A tip with this is to use some kind of phone stylus or pen that will allow you to more precisely move the lights around on the screen and see what you're doing. I found that using your fingers can be clunky and often you end up selecting another light when you're trying to move a particular one around. As you can see, I've made a few slight changes to each light as they aren't all on the same spot anymore. This has come from trial and error and depends on the car being used and will be specific to you and your setup. Now I'm going to show you how to test and tweak your HUE lights for your setup. Open the HUE Sync app on your PC. Your entertainment area should already be showing at the top of the app. Turn it on with the slider button. Make sure that the selected icons are video and extreme. I've found the games selection to cause the lights to behave inaccurately at times. Then click the Start Light Sync button and open your simulator. Now the general idea is that we want to be picking up the changes in light that occur on the dash of our car. My car's dash is typically always located about 15 centimeters from the bottom of my screen. So if your dash is higher or lower than this, you'll need to adjust the height position of your lights in the entertainment area setup accordingly. It shouldn't require too much of a change though. To test if you've positioned your HUE lights correctly, choose a track that has a good contrast in light and shadow, and make sure that the time is around 6 to 7 AM for sunrise. Sunrise will give us the most contrast between light and shadow, and the sun's rays are often the strongest here in most sims. Here's a list of some track suggestions for the simulators that I play. Next, get into the car and drive over to a part of the track that is covered in shade and transitions into bright light. For example, in a tunnel or around a corner that's covered by a large barrier. When you reach the bright part of the track, your lights should light up brightly and mimic the color of the sun. Check to make sure that each light is lit up. If one isn't, adjust its position very slightly on the entertainment area. Keep reversing back into the shade, then driving out slowly into the light until all of your lights are lit up when exiting the shade. Once you're happy with how all of your HUE lights are behaving when driving into the sunlight, make sure you save the entertainment area, and that's all there is to it. You're done. You're ready for basically any kind of daytime driving condition. Now let's cover how I configure my HUE lights for the nighttime conditions. When it comes to configuring your HUE lights for nighttime driving, this depends on what kind of experience you're looking to achieve. If you want that feeling of your cockpit being covered in darkness, then lighting up whenever you pass under street lights, follow these steps. First, create a new entertainment area. Now place all of your lights in the middle of the TV and as low as they can possibly go. Now head into your chosen sim and car and drive to a part of the track where your cockpit is covered in light. Take a screenshot of that and make it your desktop wallpaper. Now head to the Philips HUE app on your PC, go to settings, hit keyboard shortcuts, and make sure manual capture area and reset to full screen are bound to a key. Now go back to the home screen of the app, hit the key you bound for manual capture, the screen will now turn dim. Click and drag a thin box from the top of your screen and make sure that the part of the dash that is touched by the light is at the bottom of the box. Now go back into your simulator, and now your light should be reacting to the light properly. Make slight changes to the light's lateral location in the area screen until it works as intended. Since I primarily drive endurance style cars, I only use sync on one of the lights because in endurance racing, most of the cars are equipped with an ultraviolet light which is used to help deter fatigue for the driver's eyes. To mimic this, I'll usually set all of my HUE lights to a static color that mimics that UV color light. I'll then have the one and only light that's synced, pick up the light that comes from my rear view mirror or digital rear view mirror, whichever your car features. And that's everything. Now you're ready for an immersive lighting experience whenever you hop into your simulator. If you follow all those steps, you should be well on your way to having an immersive lighting experience in your sim rig. But I know these things happen, people are going to get stuck, and that's okay. If you've got any problems, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'm sure that together we can figure out what the problem is and get you on your way to an immersive lighting experience in your sim racing. Now on our channel, we obviously focus a lot on our sim rig and how immersive it is. But guys, I want to see your creations. On our Discord, I've been seeing a lot of things pop up and you guys have come up with some really cool stuff. So we're going to make a video and showcase your rigs. So if you want to share your setup with me and the rest of the community, just send me an email with the picture of your setup attached or just post it directly on our Discord. I'll leave links down below for you. So that covers everything for today. I hope that this video helps you understand how the immersive lighting works in our sim rig, and hopefully this is going to help you understand how you can make it work for your setup. Have a great week guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.